Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And on today's Going In Raw news brief, Pat McAfee has a stone cold fan. New Japan wants Le Champion back. We're going to preview tonight's Impact. But first, did Vince almost get back in the ring? Larson, what's in the news?
So Kevin Owens spoke to Inside the Ropes' Kenny McIntosh and revealed there was talk of, yes, Mr. McMahon maybe getting back in the wrestling ring at WrestleMania 34.
Mr. McMahon.
So this is what Owens had to say, quote, "I really think at one point there's a chance that it's going to be me and Sami Zayn against Shane and Vince at WrestleMania, which would have been incredible. But Vince, I remember one of the things he told me was, quote, I can't run WrestleMania and focus on the match at the same time. He felt like his best position was to not be in the ring, you know. But then it also was the perfect situation for Bryan's return. He got cleared medically. The storyline was already in progress. He was already so heavily involved in the storyline just because him and Shane are running SmackDown together. Obviously, that was an incredible thing to be a part of Daniel's return, especially in that building where he won the title at WrestleMania 30. So it was great. Vince hasn't had a match in a while. I don't recall the exact time. I mean, obviously, he's had matches at WrestleMania before. But, you know, even 3 years ago, he was in his 70s. That's different than when he was wrestling, 15 years ago on a somewhat regular basis. So, the demands of time to prepare for a match plus the time demands of preparing for WrestleMania individually are probably pretty immense. Put them together, I mean, it's a lot to handle. And that's what Triple H has said in the past, that, you know, when he has a WrestleMania match, it takes away so much from his preparation time doing everything else that he has to do around WrestleMania, that it's kind of it's a real pain.
You know, there's an interesting bit of Steven Larson trivia, Larson. The last Vince McMahon match was one we were in attendance for.
Which one was that?
Against CM Punk at Power Train or Power Bound, whatever. What was it called? It was the Raw we went to. Remember, he came because like Raw ratings were crap back then, and he came back to show everybody how it was done. So he had a match against CM Punk.
Well, I didn't remember that. I remember that being a match, but I guess you're right.
You know,
was that his final televised bout, or is that just one of his? Okay,
that was his final televised bout. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know, dude. I think you're right. I think that, you know, I was even kind of put off when Kevin Owens gave him that big headbutt. You know, he's an old man. That was hard way bleeding that he did. You know, it's it just looked bad. It looked dangerous. I felt for Kevin Owens being in a position where, you know, you're asked to basically, headbutt a guy who, I mean, I'm not mincing words here. The guy could have died from a shot that was too heavy, but then if it's too light, he might yell at you because you didn't go hard enough on him. You know, how do you do that? That's a tough situation.
How do you strike that balance between getting the effect that Vince wants and not doing it enough or potentially hurting him severely?
Yeah,
I know. There's a balance there.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I don't know. The match itself, I don't remember much about that particular match.
It's Daniel Bryan's return bout. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he probably won it. I don't remember much about it. But yeah. Anyways, moving on to guys who may or may not have their own WrestleMania moment at some point. Pat McAfee has a new fan. His name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Welcome to Broken Skull Sessions with Pat McAfee. Let's talk about the 2 matches you've had. Anyways, he appeared on ESPN's Monday Tailgate and gave his opinion on Pat McAfee's recent work in NXT, and he said this: he puts it all on the line. He's going for it. Basically, I think his verbal skills, he's slaying everybody, but he's not afraid to go out there and put it all on the line. So you wouldn't expect that from a guy that kicks a football. But Pat McAfee's badass, and I think he's doing a really, really good job. I give him a solid A.
It's not too far removed from how it actually sounded. I watched this interview bit. I transcribed it.
He's always yelling.
Yeah.
Stone Cold always sounds like he's yelling, you want to do some stuff with a real badass? And then it's like a footage of like Charlotte in a
I know we've been
with them.
We've been vocal of us not being too into Pat McAfee's most recent work in NXT. Faced some criticism from that. Basically, People are telling us, well, everybody else likes Pat McAfee's work. How come you don't, Steven Larson?
Damn, son, let me have my own opinion. Talk me through that.
Doesn't exactly move me. However, Pat McAfee's got a couple pretty huge name fans. Stone Cold, CM Punk. They've both recently put over his work.
Two of the best ever.
Yeah, so good for Pat McAfee. We don't dislike Pat McAfee. We just weren't into his promo work at his last go-around because we didn't think it was evolving from week to week. He was more or less saying the same stuff. The delivery, it was fine.
Where were all those people?
He was adding anything to it.
Where were all those people criticizing us for not liking that one particular episode of NXT the next week when we said it was the bee's knees? When we were like, wow, this episode of NXT is actually pretty good.
The one I called the best episode since Halloween Havoc?
Yeah. Where were all those people that were criticizing us for not enjoying a show that we felt was undercooked? That's YouTube comment. You know what? YouTube comments are non-canon. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. See how far that gets you. Anyways.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Something else we'll see about. Chris Jericho in New Japan. Larson. Yeah. Do they want him? What's going on here?
Yeah, so, basically everyone is eager for AEW and New Japan to start working together. I know I am. I know you are. And the way the Wrestling Observer himself, Dave Meltzer, puts it, New Japan apparently does have interest in bringing back at least one all-elite wrestling talent for some shows post-pandemic, and that is the demo god himself, Chris Jericho.
Le champion.
These transcripts from a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Radio are courtesy of WrestlingNews.co. So what Dave had to say, quote, there would be a chance you would have Jericho if the situation was different. I know that, I know when Harold Mage was there because of the cost, he wasn't that hot on bringing Jericho back. Jericho, from what I believe, does not have a contract with New Japan any longer. I think that's expired. But with Harold gone, I know there was renewed interest in Jericho, but it doesn't matter now because he couldn't do it. He couldn't go. That's something for down the line. So,
yeah, that's cool. I'll watch that stuff.
Jericho, I believe, has been pretty vocal about thinking an AEW New Japan thing would be money.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah, totally.
So maybe if he's an individual that can bridge whatever gap seems to exist or may exist or may have existed between AEW and New Japan, to get them talking, to get something going, that would be awesome.
Who would you want to see him fight next?
Well, he's had match against Okada, right? Okada, Tanahashi, Naito. Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna. I should have said, "Don't say Minoru Suzuki." You know what I think would be fun? Well, that would obviously look that'd probably top of my list too. A couple of old
Tomohiro Ishii.
No, not really.
Yano.
Yeah, I would totally love that. I would love that. That'd be great. Jay White. I think that could be a lot of fun. I see there are some
parallels there. Yeah, I see that.
There are some parallels there. Yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. Have them mix it up with Bullet Club. I think that'd be a blast. How about they try to recruit him into Bullet Club?
Hey, better yet, why limit it to just Jericho versus Jay White? Why not Bullet Club versus Inner Circle?
There you go. I'm about it. I'd like to see that. Guerrillas of Destiny versus LAX. You can have a whole program with the Inner Circle. MJF versus I don't know who else is in Bullet Club. Kenta.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm just sort of
Hager versus Tama Tonga. Tonga Loa is a really tall brother.
Lou, isn't his name Lou Tonga? Lou Tama?
It's Leo, I thought.
Leo?
Yeah.
I don't really watch New Japan as much as I really should.
He hasn't been on in a while, so I don't think he's been on in a while.
I think he was celebrating with them at the World Tag League.
Well, I guess I meant a match. I don't think he's had a match in a little bit. I could be wrong.
No idea. No clue.
Could be wrong.
Anyways.
I'm not wrong about Impact being on tonight. We're going to be in the Impact Zone.
Larson's once again in the Impact Zone.
I'm just bummed out my shirt's not going to be.
What is Steve going to have for dinner tonight? Find out during the Impact stream.
I know what I'm having for dinner. I'm making those steak sandwiches again. Those are going to be delicious.
Oh, that sounds great. Can you bring one of those over here, you greedy bastard? Come on, let's watch Impact.
Man. There's only so much thinly shaved steak to enjoy here in the Larson household. Larson gets his cut first.
Come into the Steve Zone. Bring them steak sandwiches.
No, I'll send you some steakums. Remember those?
No, steak. What the hell's your problem? Maybe I'll go get some Arby's. They have the meat.
I used to like steakums when I was a kid.
So Kenny's back in the Impact Zone as well.
Well, at least probably the bus.
He's probably going to be in his bus. They probably filmed like 5 segments when he was in that bus, which is smart. Hopefully he says something of value. We got Carl Anderson.
Say it right.
The Machine Gun Carl Anderson versus Chris Sabin. That should be a banger of a match.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz versus Taya and Rosemary. That'll be a good match. I thought they had that match not too long ago.
This is the tag tournament, the knockout.
This is still a tag tournament? Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Manic, so TJP donned the Manic gimmick again to get himself that X Division title at Final Resolution. Look, I'm all about the Impact now. He's taking on Chris Bay.
I love it. That's great. I love that you're into it, man. God, who'd have thought all he took is the fucking cleaner. Tennille Dashwood, BS, Alicia Edwards. Oh, it means versus.
Versus.
VS. The V and the B are right next to each other. I think I know where you went wrong there on your notes. Tennille Dashwood.
That's what's called a typo in this industry. Steve.
Versus Alicia Edwards. So that should be a good one. Dude, is she still doing the
She has done that forever, dude.
No, she does the "It's All About Me" thing now. It says it on her waist, on her waist. Anyways, that's gonna do it for us. Hell, watch us be in the Impact Zone at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. That should be a lot of fun. And then if you're a member of Friendo Club TV, we're going to power rank things that have to happen, things that need to happen. We demand they happen. We are entitled to it at TLC. Catch that today at 2 p.m. Pacific.
Correct.
5 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
Hang out with us live, either on the Twitch or on the YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Help support Going In Raw today by becoming a Friendo Club TV member. You'll get access to new bonus episodes every week, including Friendo Club Arcade, Live Power Rank, Vintage 10 for the Wins, and Ask Steven Larson. Get access to Friendo Club TV today by becoming a $5 and up patron at patreon.com/Steven Larson, by throwing us a sub at twitch.tv/Steven Larson, or by clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson.